while I get started coloring, let's get started with the facts. According to UNICEF, there are 2,106 million children under the age of 18 in the world. If there are on average 2.5 children per household, Santa would have to make 842 million stops on Christmas Eve, traveling 221 million miles. To reach all 842 million stops, Santa would need to travel between houses in 2 ten-thousandths of a second, which means he would need to accelerate 12.19 million miles per second on each stop. The force of this acceleration would reduce Santa to, quote, chunky salsa, end quote. Each year, more than 3 billion Christmas cards are sent in the U.S. alone. All the gifts in the 12 days of Christmas would equal 364 gifts. Most of Santa's reindeer have male-sounding names, such as Blitzen, Comet, and Cupid. However, male reindeer shed their antlers around Christmas, so the reindeer pulling Santa's sleigh are likely not male, but female. According to the Guinness World Records, the tallest Christmas tree ever cut was a 221-foot Douglas fir that was displayed in 1950 at the Northgate Shopping Center in Seattle, Washington. According to data analyzed from Facebook posts, 2 weeks before Christmas is one of the 2 most popular times for couples to break up. However, Christmas Day is the least favorite day for breakups. The world's largest Christmas stocking measured 106 feet and 9 inches long and 49 feet and 1 inch wide. It weighed as much as 5 reindeer and held almost 1,000 presents. It was made by the Children's Society in London on December 14, 2007. Christmas trees have been sold in the U.S. since 1850. Christmas trees usually grow for about 15 years before they are sold. Many European countries believed that spirits, both good and evil, were active during the 12 days of Christmas. These spirits eventually evolved into Santa's elves, especially under the influence of Clement C. Moore's The Night Before Christmas. The earliest known Christmas tree decorations were apples. At Christmas time, medieval actors would use apples to decorate paradise trees during paradise plays, which were plays depicting Adam and Eve's creation and fall. Each year, there are approximately 20,000 Rent-a-Santas across the United States. Rent-a-Santas usually undergo seasonal training on how to maintain a jolly attitude under pressure from the public. They also receive practical advice, such as not accepting money from parents while children are looking and avoiding garlic, onions, and beans for lunch. Bolivians celebrate Misa del Gallo. On Christmas Eve, some people bring roosters to the midnight mass, a gesture that symbolizes the belief that a rooster was the first animal to announce the birth of Jesus. In Poland, spiders, or spiderwebs, are common Christmas tree decorations because, according to legend, a spider wove a blanket for baby Jesus. In fact, Polish people consider spiders to be symbols of goodness and prosperity at Christmas. Alabama was the first state in the United States to officially recognize Christmas in 1836. Christmas wasn't declared an official holiday in the United States until June 26, 1870. Oklahoma was the last U.S. state to declare Christmas a legal holiday in 1907. Mistletoe is from the Anglo-Saxon word mistletoe, which means little dung twig, because the plants spread through bird droppings. Ancient peoples, such as the Druids, considered mistletoe sacred because it remains green and bears fruit during the winter when all of the other plants appear to die. Druids would cut the plant with golden sickles and never let it touch the ground. They thought it had the power to cure infertility and nervous diseases and to ward off evil. Because they viewed Christmas as a decadent Catholic holiday, the Puritans in America banned all Christmas celebrations from 1659 to 1681, with the penalty of 5 shillings for each offense. Some Puritan leaders condemned those who favored Christmas as enemies of the Christian religion. A Yule log is an enormous log that is typically burned during the 12 days of Christmas, December 25th through January 6th. Some scholars suggest that the word Yule means revolution or wheel, which symbolizes the cyclical return of the sun. A burning log or its charred remains is said to offer health, fertility, and luck, as well as the ability to ward off evil spirits. Because of their pagan associations, both the holly and the ivy and other green boughs in home decoration were banned by the 6th century Christian Council of Braga. Contrary to popular belief, the poinsettia is not poisonous, but holly berries are. The Christian Church heartily disapproved of Christmas celebration for the pagans, so they opted declaring December 25th as Christ's day of birth, though there is no evidence that Christ was born on that day. Commissioned by Sir Henry Cole, British illustrator John Calcott Horsley invented the first Christmas card in 1843. Santa Claus is based on a real person, Saint Nicholas of Myra. He lived during the 4th century, and he was born in Patara, which is now Turkey. He is the world's most popular non-biblical saint, and artists have portrayed him more often than any other saint besides Mary. He is the patron saint of banking, pawnbroking, pirating, butchery, sailing, thievery, orphans, royalty, and New York City. Early illustrations of Saint Nicholas depict him as stern, commanding, and holding a birch rod. He was more a symbol of discipline and punishment than the jolly, overweight elf children know today. Christmas stockings allegedly evolved from three sisters who were too poor to afford a marriage dowry and were therefore doomed to a life of prostitution. They were saved, however, when the wealthy Bishop St. Nicholas of Smyrna crept down their chimney and generously filled their stockings with gold coins. There are two competing claims as to which president was the first to place a Christmas tree in the White House. Some scholars say President Franklin Pierce did in 1856. Others say President Benjamin Harrison brought in the first tree in 1889. President Coolidge started the White House lighting ceremony in 1923. President Teddy Roosevelt, an environmentalist, banned Christmas trees from the White House in 1901. It is estimated that the single White Christmas by Irving Berlin is the best-selling single of all time, with over 100 million sales worldwide. In Germany, on Christmas Eve, it is said to be a magical time when the pure in heart can hear animals talking. The first person to decorate a Christmas tree was reportedly the Protestant reformer Martin Luther. According to legend, he was so moved by the beauty of the stars shining between the branches of a fir tree, he brought home an evergreen tree and decorated it with candles to share the image with his children. The Viking god Odin is one precursor to the modern Santa Claus. According to myth, Odin rode his flying horse, who had 8 legs. In the winter, Odin gave out both gifts and punishments, and the children would fill their boots or stockings with treats for the horse. There are approximately 21,000 Christmas tree farms in the United States. In 2008, nearly 45 million Christmas trees were planted, adding to the existing 400 million trees. The first printed reference to a Christmas tree was in 1531 in Germany. Approximately 30 to 35 million real living Christmas trees are sold each year in the U.S. In 1962, the first Christmas postage stamp was issued in the United States. Christmas purchases account for 1/6 of all retail sales in the U.S.